So I've just finished reading a book called Rouge by Mona Awad. And apologies in advance if my summary is a bit confusing. It was kind of a strange book, and I find it a little bit difficult to summarize. So the story is largely about beauty, I guess, and the kinds of things that people do when they are really envious, like it has a certain Snow White related overtones. The main character, Belle, is really obsessed with skincare, like her primary hobby, and what she does in pretty much all of her free time is watch skincare videos and apply like pretty much every kind of product you can think of related to skincare to her face, like face cream, face masks, you name it, and she's probably done it. But at the beginning of the story, she is returning to California. Like, she currently lives and works in Canada, but her mother has just passed away, and she's coming back to sort out her mother's affairs and to attend her funeral. When she gets to California, however, she discovers that there are a lot of questions around her mother's death. Like, a lot of people think she committed suicide, but Belle really can't see that happening. Like, it's not something that makes sense to her. And she recalls that, like, in a lot of her recent phone calls with her mother, like, her mother often said things that didn't make any sense. Like, she told Belle that she was going the way of the roses, and at her mother's funeral there's like this mysterious woman who essentially told her the same thing, like that her mother went the way of the roses and that somehow that was really good or something. I guess that's kind of her implication. And she finds that her mom like sold her share of the dress shop that she owned to her partner, and also took out several major loans over the past year, although she has no idea where all that money went, since her mom's apartment is literally falling apart, like not the kind of place people can really live in anymore. And pretty like the only thing that she finds everywhere when she's cleaning up are like these empty jars of skincare product labeled with the name Rouge. Like, she's never heard of this brand or whatever it is before until she comes across this advertisement promoting a beauty spa called Rouge. And like, she ends up finding her way there, and it's kind of like a weird and creepy place. Like, think they have like these giant tanks of red jellyfish. Yeah, like pretty weird, like I said. And like, she, the place often isn't open, or she often can't find it. Like, usually in order to find her way there, she has to wear this pair of red shoes that she used to really admire that belongs to her mom. And she discovers that her mom has this whole weird, like, an unknown history with this beauty spa. And then she's also offered a free treatment by them, which she's super excited by, since her mother was always one of those people that she thought was basically like the perfect example of beauty, like someone who didn't really have to do anything in order to look really amazing. And she's starting to wonder if maybe this spa was her mother's secret. So, like I said, this story kind of has Snow White related overtones. Like, there's heavy use of things like mirrors, talk of envy, and like the relation between her and her mother. Although in this case it was, she really envies her mother because her own skin is dark, since she's half Egyptian, and beauty in this story is really tied to the quality and color of skin, with paler skin, in her opinion, like being considered more beautiful. So, but like, other than references, I guess, to some of the same kinds of imagery, I guess, like, the story itself is pretty different from the original plot for Snow White, so I wouldn't really call it a rewrite. So, something that I liked would definitely be, I think, the setting, the whole beauty spa, and like the surreal feel of it all was pretty interesting. And it did make me want to know what was going on with these people, like what they wanted from her, and like what was happening with her mom. But something I did not like was the writing style. I think so I've already mentioned before, I guess, that I don't really like first person, and I don't really like present tense. So this was both of those things. But in addition to that, like it used a lot of rhetorical questions and use statements. Like the entire prologue is written from a second person point of view where someone is talking to the narrator, and there's a lot of statements scattered throughout the story that uses that same kind of format, so things like, oh, the memories are still in your head, aren't they? Or, things like that. And then as for like rhetorical questions, like, you want to, don't you? Or it's, true, isn't it? A lot of these kind of questions. And I think it kind of makes the writing style a little annoying.